Excuse me.
Bloody heck.
I do apologise.
That's a dad burp, that. You can only have that burp if you have kids.
Yeah.
That.
Powerful. None of your single nonsense burps. How do you burp? I bet it's faint.
I started burping like my dad. Do you burp like your dad?
Like this?
Yeah, but then it's like, you grow up with it so much, then you start to become your dad, and all of the health things that he does, you start doing. You realise you kind of got the same sort of body as you slowly turn into it. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like all the stuff that was on my dad's medicine cabinet, and I was like, what the fuck's that? And then suddenly I'm like having to build it one by one, work out myself. And
wow.
I'm like, we got the same shit we're doing.
Hair pills, Viagra.
Viagra.
Yeah.
So it's like loads of Viagra.
Build it
What
up
the
one by
fuck's
one.
this? And then it's like, oh, now I understand.
Yeah, my dad's got those the bird-like wrists and neck that I have.
Yeah.
But the beer belly.
Yeah.
So I have
the ET bod.
I've got a real struggle on my hand to avoid the comic relief bod.
Fat and weak is a brutal combination.
Yeah, that's what I'm struggling against. Because that's my natural type.
Fat and weak.
Weak-willed as well. In all senses.
Because if you're massive, if you're like a fucking unit, you can kind of pull it off as a bloke.
Yes.
Because it's like you're a big boy. You're a fucking... If you can't even open a door or fit through that door.
To the fridge. It's devastating. Anyway, welcome back. You're listening to Finn versus History. This is episode 2 of our epic romp through the meadow of post-war British Prime Ministers.
La, 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 la.
We're
it's a skit.
Frolicking.
Yeah.
We're frolicking through a field of pale, stale males.
Yes.
I'm having a lovely time.
It's rationing still.
It's rational.
It's been a brutal winter.
It's been a cold winter. Well, this is part 2 of Clement Attlee.
This is as ugly as Britain kind of has got for a while.
Yeah, this is pretty ugly.
One of the least horny ages. The 40s is not turning me on.
40s in Britain is probably one of the least horny ages there's ever been anywhere.
Prefab houses, it's fucking... There's nothing to get a rock on at this.
They're building tower blocks.
Yeah.
They're ugly.
Yeah.
Everything's ugly. Now, we ended last episode talking about the sort of end of American money.
Yeah.
And we were just saying, I mean, America really fucks us in this period.
Going back over this stuff, it almost not talked about enough that the people who really fucked us in this period were America.
And I'd like to start a sort of historiographical movement, which is that stop blaming Britain for India and Palestine and start blaming America.
Yeah, the special needs relationship.
This is the special needs relationship. They are our carer, and whatever they make us do, they are culpable of.
Well, they're our carer and they're more stupid than us, I feel.
They're our carer and they're taking our money.
Yeah.
And you're right.
No, actually, we're just their grandparents.
Right. Well, they're embezzling us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so we're in a chair like this, and they're making us pull out of Palestine.
You know, in Breaking Bad, the one with the bell.
Yeah, that's us. Yeah, that's us.
There's nothing we can do.
We're Uncle Hector, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. So when's our big moment where we blow up the care home?
Well, it hasn't come yet.
Oh, what? We're still waiting for it?
We're still waiting for it.
Really?
Yeah.
What? No, tell you what that is. That's Hugh Grant in Love Actually. That's Hugh Grant standing up to Billy Bob Thornton's when we go...
Which by itself is pretty humiliating as well. We've got Richard Curtis to play out a fantasy of us standing up to America.
And also,
you're going to do that in real life? No.
Oh God, no. Can't afford to.
No, we'll get Hugh Grant to be sort of like Tony Blair standing up to America.
Yeah, Richard Curtis wrote a fantasy of like an alternative history of Tony Blair, and that's the best moment we've had since 1945. The high point of British democracy is Richard Curtis's film. Love
But they
Actually.
did it on purpose. They wanted the British Empire to completely collapse so they could take over. And we are the 52nd state. Or was it 51st state?
Isn't that Hawaii?
52nd state. That's what
I've got no idea.
There was, at the time, there was a lot of kind of anti-American sentiment within the government.
Yeah, more also not just
about
the policy, but the lifestyle. This was the last time, in many ways, the early 50s, late 40s, the last time that Britain was recognisably British.
Yeah.
Because after that, it's all consumerism. It's McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's the supermarket. It's rock and roll. It's miniskirts. It's filth.
Miniskirts are a British invention, but I know what you mean.
They wouldn't have come without.
No, exactly. They wouldn't have come without the godless... Yeah.
Godless American. As Andrew Marr says, it's the victory of shopping over politics.
Yes.
That's what he...
We become shoppers.
That's what he phrases this whole... He frames this whole period that we're discussing now as the victory of shopping.
And it feels like right now, a lot of the pushback against globalization is like now everyone's trying to refragment off because everything's got so samey, right? That's what a lot of the movements are trying to do.
Yeah.
But we know what shopping is like, so it's hard to go back. But that's the tough thing is we've already seen what's out there, So it's hard to go back to a more traditional British sense of things when he's like, well, I can have a massive telly.
Yeah, no, I mean, but you can have big tellies. But now shopping's dead.
Thank you.
Now shopping's dead because it's all Amazon.
Yeah.
I think what people want is they want a high street that's not just Argos,
William Hill, SEX.
Yeah.
CEX,
not SEX. No one that CEX is having any SEX.
No. It's quite ironic.
If anything, it'd be great to have some proper British sex shops back. Like, have you ever driven down up the A1M? Charlie, you must have done that.
Yeah. I don't drive.
You don't drive. Has anyone ever driven you down the A1M?
Probably.
Yeah?
But I've been asleep in the back.
All sex shops up that road. Peterborough, Grimsby, Hull, that road is just all British sex shops.
And you want to go back to...
I think that should be the high street.
Right.
Like that bit of Soho, the really naughty bit that's still there.
And that should just be every village's local
No,
high street.
I just think rather than having an Argos and a William Hill and a KFC and a Starbucks, and it's like every high street is a model village for consumerism, why not have some independently run businesses that are mucky sex shops?
Yes.
With also like a butcher and... Because interestingly, I've always had a theory that, like, you know those really bougie areas of London like Stoke Newington and whatever that voted Remain, their communities are essentially the 50s, but it's just that gentrification.
100%.
Gentrification has meant that's now
if you're
luxury.
going to a butcher's and a fishmonger's, you are a pretentious middle class person.
You're wearing a beret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's more dress up and let's pretend we're in the 50s because it's sort of a vibe.
It's
butchers
that.
as a vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
And the people who actually would, benefit from a community have to go to Asda, obviously.
They have to drive out of town to the big Asda.
Yeah.
Can I have a steak from Asda? I live in Peterborough. That's most of the country. That's most of the country.
Sorry.
Right. Whereas the Stoke Newington lot are like, I go to the independent butchers and then I go home and I suck off my neighbour or whatever because it's a real sense of community or whatever.
Exactly.
I'm paraphrasing. Anyway, in the last episode we dealt with Attlee's domestic reforms, which as we've said is an extremist. It's overwhelmingly extremist. The NHS is founded.
You could argue he's sort of like he's a kind father at home, but outside of the home he's fucking going he's chimping out.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
It's very different sort of vibes because it's very left wing at home, but he's fucking building atomic bomb. He's fucking
this is all America. This is our carer telling a very, very sad old disabled man to build an atomic bomb. It's not right. But basically, because quite quickly the Cold War starts to happen, and Britain essentially realises that if it's going to still be a big power, which it thinks it is, even though it's in a chair with oxygen tube, it thinks it's the virile man it once was, and so it goes, well, we need to keep up with armaments, and in this post-Hiroshima, post night bomb world, you don't have a night bomb, you can't send anyone to bed.
Yes, you need to have the authority to send people to bed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like if I as a parent can't reach the light switch to turn the light off
because you're so fat.
Because I'm so small.
Okay.
Or the light switch is too high.
Okay.
Then I can't send my kids to bed.
Right.
Because I can't turn the light off.
Yeah, you don't have any authority if you have to get a stepladder to turn the lights.
Exactly. If I said get into bed right now and turn the lights off, wait, and I had to go and get a stepladder and go and turn the light off. Yeah. Then they'd be like, this guy doesn't fucking know what he's doing. I'm going to stay up and run around and eat ice cream.
Even though a lot of British scientists were part of the Manhattan Project, they helped build a lot of the atomic bomb. We shared so much information during the war. America, as soon as the war ends, cuts it off. Yep. You're on your own. And we had to work it out again. Worked out quite quickly, but put a lot of money into the atomic bomb.
But it's also, the America has given us so much money, and we've spent that all on the NHS and on shit houses and shit tower blocks and railways and
we didn't pay back that loan till Blair.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's how long it took to pay it off.
So Britain essentially secretly approves building a British atomic bomb in 1947 because it's like we're getting excluded from the New World Order. Yeah. It's all based around the night bomb. Yeah. At the moment, we've got a stepladder to turn the light off. Yeah. And the kids aren't listening. So Attlee backs this, but then it later kind of splits the party because then you obviously get...
Who's against it? So Aneurin, Nye Bevan.
Anne Urin, Pissy Anne.
He hates the atomic bomb.
He hates the atomic bomb, yeah. But this is actually tested under Churchill. But Churchill was very against the bomb. He called it the hell bomb.
He doesn't think we should have made an atomic bomb.
He just thinks that, well, Churchill, we'll get to it, but he was operating in a reality where Eisenhower was just wanting to use tactical nuclear strikes in Korea and China.
I mean, that was a lot of American foreign policy. Any of these like little kind of CIA covert operations, there was always one guy saying, we could just fucking nuke the cunt.
Should we just wipe them off the map?
There's always one guy in a room like, why don't we just fucking...
Yeah, it's the board guy going... Why don't we just fucking nuke them and go and have dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with them,
because there's a small period where only the US have nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
So they literally could just fucking trolley dash everyone.
That would have supermarket sweep the world. just fucking everyone, right, done. Everything's done. In many ways, that's how we'd make our map we made in the Dunkirk series.
Yeah.
Sleeper's Dan.
Yeah.
We just nuked all the bits, and so they just had to form.
What, you mean it changes it becomes like Pangea?
Basically, yeah.
We'll do a Patreon on Pangea.
Definitely.
This is a post-Pangea pod.
Attlee backs the bomb, and this basically means that Britain have to spend a lot of the money America's giving them on keeping up with them.
Yes.
It's this real bullying,
also
sub-dom relationship.
A lot of big armaments on the West German. We've putting a lot of money to keep troops in West Germany.
Yeah, because
because
you cannot trust these fuckers.
Yeah.
They'll be at it again.
But what it is, do that picture of the guy in the suit with the lingerie in the back. You know that meme?
Yeah.
This is sort of like we're trying to get this front that we've got clothes on.
Yes.
But actually, until Suez, it's that. That is literally...
That's Britain.
Yeah. We're building the bomb, we've got troops, we're spending so much money there that they don't realise at home we've got nothing. We've got basically nothing on.
Yeah, and the US is only paying for us to have half a tuxedo.
Yeah.
So Attlee backs the bomb. This proves quite controversial, and again, it basically bankrupts the country at every point in this period that we're doing, 79. You know, when Trident comes in, because all these systems they're out of date pretty quickly. So we're just constantly pumping money. Half of the Lend-Lease that Britain had negotiated goes on the atomic bomb.
Was it the right move then?
Have we ever used our nuclear weapons?
Yeah, but is it just people just take you more seriously?
You do have to have them.
Yeah, I guess
everyone says you got to have them. It's like when you're at school and it's like someone's got a Pokemon shiny. Well, I got one.
You got to get it.
Otherwise, I'm literally nothing.
I've only got £4, and I got to spend all of it on the
shiny. Yeah, I can't afford to eat. Well, fuck it, you got a shiny.
Yeah.
Attlee starts the real story of this era, which is packing up, leaving. See you later. Sorry about all that.
It's the end of Glastonbury. Should we leave the tent? Fuck it.
Fuck it. Burn it. So there've been moves for India to be independent for years.
Allegedly.
We'll do a whole series on India and the Raj. But
don't you think it's interesting? It's also because we couldn't have held on to India, right? We had to give it back.
India can barely hold on to India. Crazy.
But then Ghandi gets a lot of credit.
Yeah.
But it was when you look at it through Attlee's perspective and the British government, Ghandi doesn't even play a part in it. Because it's like we've got no money. We have to.
Charlie, not David Ghandi. Mahatma.
Yeah. His granddad.
Yeah, David Gandhi's granddad. Be funny to think Mahatma Gandhi's on the
when you learn about Ghandi
tube adverts.
Yeah.
Gandhi jeans.
When you learn about Ghandi at school and stuff, it's that he like caused this whole the British to get out of India.
Yeah.
But when you look at it just from the government's perspective, away from India, we had to leave. We had no money. We couldn't afford to do it. So the fact that Ghandi was doing that is kind of by the by, right?
But Ghandi just whips up the Indians.
But we were going to go anyway.
Yeah, of course we were.
We couldn't have. So there was nothing. Whether he was non-violence doing it, it wasn't like, right, you backed us to the corner. We got to leave now.
It's not like that paedophile in his pajamas has told us to get out. Now Ghandi did have some pretty. I mean, what was the thing where he used to sleep?
We have to do a big episode on Ghandi. It's so fucking funny.
He used to sleep. He used to sleep next to.
I almost want to save it. It's so good. We'll give you one little snippet about Ghandi, but there's a million hilarities about Ghandi. Ghandi, to prove his chasteness, he got obsessed with chastity. He's also a big proponent of the nofap. He's one of the
original nofap.
He's a real. He does believe that the only way to resist the British Empire, one of the main ways, was to not masturbate. They're trying to take our semen, and we got to help. Semen retention is where the power of India comes from. Yeah. We all get into it. There's so much there, but to prove that he was so chaste, he got a 14-year-old girl to sleep in bed with him, and he would be like, every morning, he'd be like, didn't even fuck her.
Yeah.
And it's like, you shouldn't want to. Ghandi, you know that means you're a paedophile. And also didn't choose his wife.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually.
It's so funny. Imagine being his wife. It's like, why aren't you using me? Oh, no. Hated his wife.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
There's so much on Ghandi.
How would you know I'm chaste if I'm sleeping next to my wife?
No, 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're a paedophile. But I didn't have sex with her. You shouldn't want to have sex with her, Ghandi. That's not impressive.
No, it's amazing to say that I'm...
No, but I'm the opposite of a paedophile. I didn't have sex with her. Yeah, but you're using it as...
Yeah, now...
Why is she in your bed?
Now we'd call Ghandi a non-offending paedophile. That's what we'd call him.
Yeah, but just so funny to be so smug.
Not a paedophile.
Had her in bed all night.
Not a paedophile this morning. I went to bed a paedophile. Woke up. No, sorry. Went to bed a non-offending paedophile. Went to bed a paedophile. Anyway, Attlee announces at 47 that the Parliament would transfer power to an Indian leadership by 48 at the latest. Lord Mountbatten is the new viceroy. Mountbatten
Crease.
So the Mountbatten Crease. So that's like the Mount Rushmore of British Prime Ministers.
Who gets fucking detonated by the IRA?
Mountbatten.
Is this guy?
Mountbatten gets his batty blown up by the IRA.
Yeah. Obviously, these are really complicated things that are still flaring up.
I don't think they're that complicated.
Right. I mean, that's the problem. Is a man with your accent and your suit said, I don't think it's that complicated. Because the definition of it was just like...
No. It's really simple.
Right.
There's a line...
So this is the two British guys discussing the partition of India.
Right. There's a line.
Yeah.
Muslims go on that side. Yeah. Everyone else on that side. I don't really understand...
How are you choosing the line?
Huh?
How are you choosing the line?
That's not your concern.
Right. Well, someone's got to choose the line, so... Should we just...
Yeah, there you go. There we go.
Done.
And then there's also Bangladesh. I don't know.
No, it's easy.
Fine.
Done.
Everyone stay in your lane. Right, amnesty to get to behind the line.
Yeah.
Off you go. It's like a public school game.
3, 2, 1.
Start the clock.
And you're off.
Why are you killing each other?
Okay, there's a lot of killing going on.
Stop killing yourselves. Yeah. Stop killing everyone. Just stay behind the line. Yeah. So 15 million people are displaced, which they shouldn't be displaced because they know where they should be going.
Yeah, there's the line.
Go to the right side of the line.
Immediately, the line goes through some people's houses.
Move house. Move your house to the right side of the line.
Or just move to the other side of your house.
Or if you've got Muslim family members, they can go in the kitchen and whatever. Divvy up the house as we develop. Sectarian riots erupted, leading to the deaths of between 1 to 2 million people. Yeah. I don't think the Brits can be blamed for this.
Yeah.
The Brits were trying to organise people into the relevant areas.
Yep.
Partition disrupts trade, agriculture, industry, but the Labour government...
It's a clusterfuck.
Well, the government at the time view it as a success because it's no longer their problem. Which is what all foreign policy successes in this era is because, well, it's not our problem anymore.
It isn't our problem.
No, it's not our problem. And we must remember that 1947...
But it's a lot of people's problem.
You must remember... But you can't blame the Brits on that because you must remember in 1947 it was very, very cold in Britain.
It was very chilly.
It was very chilly. Yeah. We had an hour's fire for a day. Yeah. So people were like, I don't fucking care. I've never been to India. Sort it out. Stay in your lane. Whatever.
Go India, Pakistan doing the dance-off thing. You know that thing they do?
Yeah. I love it. The peacocking.
This is the ramifications of the Brit. We're a small, poor country at this period.
We're in a wheelchair.
But the ramifications of what's going on is so global. That's what I find so funny about this period. We're shivering in fucking Woking, and then some guys in a meeting have caused... like the biggest countries in the world to do this every year just because of a line that was drawn by a fucking drunk lord.
Wait, are they competing or are they celebrating together?
Yeah, sort of. It's like Step Up, but both sides have nuclear weapons.
It's sort of like, the one time that someone accidentally falls over and goes onto the other side, the other one will nuke the other one. Yeah. Almost. It's probably the highest stakes dance-off there is. Yeah. And this is every day, is it? The closing of the border or the opening of the border?
Is it every day?
I think, is it every border? Oh, no, it's Independence Day ceremony. Yeah. But there is something like this every day. But they're just facing each other the whole time with guns.
Yeah. So...
I mean, it feels like maybe just don't do that.
But also, it feels weirdly like you guys seem quite... like you guys could get along. From a distance, it's like...
Yeah.
I think you guys could form the same dance trick. The dances look quite similar.
Yeah, I mean, from where I'm sitting, the people on either side of the gate look quite similar.
Yeah. Look at this. Fucking go for it. It's diversity.
Red
Breathe.
It's Indian stomp. Whoa, that's pretty sick.
That's nice.
So I guess the reason that maybe it ends up quite badly is that it's sort of like a fire sale, the Empire. Yeah. Is that it's so cold and we're so skint and we're on oxygen and we're ringing the bell that we just go, fuck it, we're getting out. Yeah. We're getting out. And this is probably best seen in Palestine, which we'll obviously deal with. We'll do a history of Israel at some point.
Well, we might need to deal with it because it's still... I think we need to go in there and sort it out.
What now?
Well, we need to deal with it.
It has yet to be dealt with.
And properly. I thought that they could sort it out between them.
No.
But I think the Brits need to go back in.
I think it's the opposite of kneecap. It's Brits in.
One state solution, Britain takes it back.
Britain's the solution. Britain is the final... not the final solution. Britain's the next solution. Britain's next solution.
Yeah, it'd be great to do an Israel-Palestine like PowerPoint and go, the final solution.
Yeah.
Probably
right. Sorry, the last solution. The last solution is that Britain comes in and just cleans up. You have made a mess of it, I will say. To anyone listening in Israel, Palestine, this was the plan.
Yeah.
A bit of context. So, I would like to propose a new historiographical argument where we don't blame the British, we blame the fucking Turks.
Okay.
The Turks are running it. The Ottomans.
Yeah. The botty men.
Sorry?
The botty men.
The botty men. The boss men.
Yeah.
The boss men are running Palestine. The boss men collapse, their shop closes, and then they give it to the British.
Bosso man empire. Sorry, no, I'm just trying to work out. Still on
Bumferk.
Bumferk.
The Bossman Empire. It does kind of work. Yeah, Bossman Empire ends, and they go, please, my friend, please.
My friend.
Very good Palestine. Very good. Many Arabs, many Jews.
Very good price.
Please, very good price. Free price. And Britain gets mandated it, which means that we are looking after it for a bit.
Yeah.
For a bit.
You're in a library. Can you watch my laptop while I go to the toilet?
In a cafe. Yeah, it's exactly that. In a cafe, I'm writing, but I need a poo.
Do you mind looking after my laptop?
Of course, yeah.
And then
you come back and the laptop is being tugged by two different races and you've shat yourself. That's what's happened. So now what the Brits do is we're just trying to please everyone.
Yep.
We're people pleasers.
Yes.
Famously.
So I think that's how we're described by the subjects of the British Empire.
We're people pleasers.
The problem with the British Empire, they were people
pleasers. So in Switzerland, at some point in the late 19th century, the Zionist movement begins, where it says that after the Russian pogroms of Jews, there should be a Jewish homeland.
You're a fucking Zionist.
Sorry?
You're a fucking Zionist.
Fucking Zionist. Balfour is a foreign secretary at some point in 12, 13.
Is he a Labour man or a Tory man?
I don't know. Okay. He says, he writes a letter saying that he agrees that there should be a Jewish homeland in Palestine. Yeah. But they also promised the Palestinians that it will be an Arab land.
People pleasers.
We're people pleasers. People pleasers.
Yeah.
We've got a girlfriend, we've got a wife. Yeah. It's tough to juggle both. So, there's a lot of Jewish immigration after that declaration, and there's a lot of kicking off. The Brits actually go quite hard in the 30s in Palestine.
They go hard?
They shoot a lot of people in British-controlled Palestine in the 30s. Because there's a lot of militia armies on both sides. Right. And they have this plan to say that there'll be a trickle of maybe it's 75,000 Jewish immigrants over 10 years to try and manage the two populations, but it'll be one government. In the 30s, they say it'll be one government, power share, like power sharing Northern Ireland. Yeah. World War II basically changes this. You know, the scale of the Holocaust allegedly means that, the politics changes. Yeah. And lots of Jewish immigrants just flood into the area. Yeah. And then they start, Britain has promised both sides that it'll be their homeland.
Yeah, one man, two governors.
Basically. And Attlee has actually campaigned in 45 by saying he's going to revoke the restrictive Jewish immigration policy, and he's going to, unopposed.
Labour are quite pro-Arab. They're kind of bedfellows with the Arabs.
Yeah, right? But at this point, obviously in 45, the party backs the level of Jewish immigration that would then make the Jews the majority in Palestine. Right. So because of the Holocaust. Yeah. Because it's it completely changes the realpolitik of the area. Anyway, essentially what happens is that it gets to 47, and Attlee and the Brits have tried a couple of solutions. And whenever they try and say anything...
What solution?
Not the final one. Right. That's been tried.
Right.
This is the post-final solution.
So it's the final solution?
Final solution. Last one. Final. And it gets capitalised. You're saving a document. Final. Yeah. Last one.
Edit draft.
Yeah. And then essentially, it's quite similar to it is now. When anyone ever says anything about either side, it all kicks off so much. They go, fuck it, right, I'm going, I'm leaving. Yeah. And they fuck off in 47 or 8 and they give it to the UN.
So basically the same time as the India stuff's going on.
It's all the same time because it's very, very cold in Britain. Yeah. It's so cold. It's the coldest winter ever.
Whatever. Just get out.
Get out. Pack your bags. Let's go. So February 47, Bevin refers the issue to the UN. So then essentially the UN supports partition. Britain goes, I don't care what you do, we're off. Anglo-American relations suffer. Truman recognises Israel 11 minutes after the British mandate ends. Yeah. Attlee and Bevin are furious. Yeah. But again,
they've fucked us.
They've completely fucked us.
Yeah.
And essentially, the British go, right, well, we're off now, so you deal with it. And as Horatio said, it's not been dealt with.
No.
And the solution is the Brits go back in.
Yeah, I think so. It's the only solution.
So. But Attlee's role in that, I guess he's just being buffeted by the different winds, and they're proposing things all the time. But apparently Bevan's role, his bluntness and humour fed accusations of anti-Semitism.
Humour?
His most, it's a very funny topic.
Yeah.
His most infamous comment
was making Jewish jokes and stuff.
I guess so.
Yeah, like old school Jewish jokes.
I'm a schmuck. Anyway, it all kicks off. But as I would like to propose, this is mainly the Turks' fault.
Yeah.
Because it was actually fine when the Turks were looking after it.
Yeah, the bossy men.
Boss man. Everyone loves a boss man.
Yeah, they gave us a fucked situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were played a bad hand by the boss man. I mean,
they will take care of that. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, like, there's never a fight.
Can you look after my laptop? The laptop's got child porn. The police have come in.
Yeah.
It was hit. Where is...
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Look after my laptop. I need a shit. You come back. Why the police got my laptop? Because there's child porn on it. You gave me a laptop with child porn on it. It's exactly what happened. What is it, Charlie?
In exchange for everything being sorted over there,
yeah,
would you take, everyone thinks that you're a paedophile, an active paedophile?
Everyone thinks I'm a paedophile.
I'd do it, but if posthumously they find out that, I'm the most heroic paedophile of all time.
Well, so you are a paedophile?
Well, no, I took the burden of people thinking I'm a paedophile to solve Israel.
The white man's burden. Being a paedophile.
If that happens, I'd do it.
Okay.
Maybe.
I mean, what's your answer?
My answer is, I'm thinking practically, is this working because everyone in the Israeli military hears about a paedophile so big that they think we can't... The scale of it is so daunting, they think, do you know what?
6 million kids?
6 million kids. Can't be that many. That's such a big number. That they then turn their attention to hunting Horatio.
No, what it would be is Israel and Palestine unite in the fight against my paedophilia.
Right, yeah. Because
they realise there's
a common enemy, and it's your nonsense. So you would do it on the condition that afterwards everyone finds out you're not a paedophile.
They make this really moving Oscar-winning film about my life.
Yeah,
the most heroic paedophile. I don't know what it would be called, but it'd be like,
Super Nonce.
No, I don't know. No, it's supposed to be this moving portrait of a man who...
Super Nonce, the Israel-Palestine story. Are you in favour of two-state solution? No, I'm in favour of Super Nonce.
Let me amend it slightly. You actually have to do pedo stuff, but you do sort it.
You are Super Nonce.
Now, I probably wouldn't do it, but that's very selfish of me because, to be honest, the ethical thing to do...
I mean, I'd say that's win-win.
Well, it'd be a trolley dash paedophile.
I get to be a pedo and I solve the Gaza issue. Oh, fucking two birds, one stone.
Yeah, ethical paedophilia.
Yes, I suppose there is, yeah.
You're one of the most heroic men who's ever lived, and you're a mass paedophile.
Yeah, I guess is that the only way to be an ethical paedophile is if you solve the Israel-Gaza crisis?
I think so.
Because you're just sacrificing your life and some other kids' futures, but...
the
amount of kids' futures that you save by sorting out Israel-Palestine.
Is Horatio ethically non-monogamous? No, he's an ethical paedophile. He's an ethical non-consent.
I wouldn't do it, but a more ethical man would. It's because of my selfishness that I wouldn't be a mass pedo.
Okay.
Would I be a paedophile to stop Israel Gaza? Yeah, I'd also be a paedophile. I'm
a paedophile now. And to be honest, it hasn't helped one bit.
Yeah.
I've been following this logic for ages. And to be honest, if anything, it's getting worse.
Yeah. The problem I have with your questions is not realistic because I've been a pedo for years and it's still kicking off over there.
Guys, don't you know I'm a paedophile? And they're like, so?
Stop fighting.
Guys,
I'm a paedophile.
I'm super nonce. Stop fighting. What do you mean you don't care? What do you mean you don't care?
What do you mean this issue's not about that?
Yeah. No, I guess you're right. Attlee did have other options, didn't he? He did have other options.
Send in the super nonce.
Send in super nonce. Why doesn't he press the red button?
He should have spammed the super nonce button.
But the problem is they've been developing an atomic bomb, not a nonce bomb.
Right.
And if he drops a nonce bomb on Israel...
N-bomb.
The N-bomb.
Well... To be honest, I don't think dropping the N-bomb on the Israel-Gaza situation is going to make things any better.
I don't care. I think you're all N-bombs. Is that what Attlee says? Fucking hell. That's probably what Churchill would have done.
It's getting pretty hairy out here, isn't it? Fucking hell.
Fucking hell. What are these?
There's a lot of problematic stuff going on in this region. We all like edgy humour, but this is a bit rich for my blood.
Crazy. This is crazy. Clement, a guy called Clement dropping the N-bomb. I don't think anyone called Clement's ever dropped the N-bomb.
No. Well, I do think they've dropped it.
I do think they have it said privately.
I don't think they've done it in a non-problematic manner.
I do think they dropped the nonce bomb, though. I think there's a lot of...
Clement's a nonce name.
I think how you found out that 98.9% of Clements are men, I think about 98% of pedos. Clements.
Like there's more billionaires called fucking Will than there are female billionaires, or that stat.
Oh, there's more CEOs called John or something. Female CEOs.
There's more pedos called Clement than there are.
I tell you how you solve
pedos.
that is start naming your women John.
It's nominal determinism.
It is. Yeah, you're more likely to be caught to get a CEO.
Pull yourself up by your name straps, by your name badges,
your Ugg boots. Anyway,
that's Israel-Palestine solved.
That does. Attlee does not press the N-bomb
Sorry, have you seen
button.
Netanyahu on the Nelk Boys?
You showed me a few clips of it, but I haven't seen all of it. But does he go on and talk about Burger King?
Yeah. He makes a very convincing argument for Burger King. And the Nelk Boys do say, in response to him bringing up Burger King, they go, "That's your worst take so far, dude." It's one of the most kind of dystopian things I've ever seen in my life. I think they have no idea what's going on at all, and he just uses it as a massive platform to justify all his things.
Yeah.
But then he does, on the Burger King front, I was listening to it in horror. And then the Burger King thing, I was like, okay, I mean, you do seem quite passionate about fast food.
Well, I've always said that I am, if you could make a fast food restaurant that was McDonald's burgers with Burger King other way around, Burger King burgers with McDonald's chips.
Well, you're a Netanyahuist when it comes to...
In that respect, when it comes to fast food, I'm pro BB.
Yeah.
I'm BB King.
Yeah. Isn't it funny that my
BB's
girlfriend's name is BB's like pet name? BB Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Well, BB Netanyahu, that's just when he's not at work.
Well, we've had BB on the podcast.
And she's arguably more genocidal.
We've had the wrong BB.
Yeah, we actually were booking BB Netanyahu. We got BBK.
Yeah, your girlfriend BB turned up rather than BB Netanyahu.
It is a fascinating
We didn't realise he's doing podcasts now.
But it's like they say Burger King sucks, and he goes, "You're wrong. You're wrong." And he really passionately defends Burger King in quite a moving way.
It is. I think it might be the final. The time that the internet culture has ruptured mainstream reality.
Yeah, like even Adam Curtis is going, well, what's the
Adam
point?
Curtis is like, I don't fucking know anymore.
What's the point?
What do I say about this?
Yeah.
What does any of this mean anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like getting Hitler on to fucking rate schnitzel during Nuremberg rallies. We're doing a podcast where Hitler's rating schnitzel. It's fucking crazy.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The Nelk Boys are fucking idiots, but they've got a huge following. Who the fuck is listening to the Nelk Boys? But they're morons, and they had Trump on. It's the most softball questions. They don't know what's going on at all. And because they had Trump on and it did well for him, BB's best mates with Trump, and that's how.
Her girlfriend's best mate with Trump?
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, she's behind what's going on in
the Middle East?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why... She's at the UN right now pitching a ground invasion of Gaza.
Which is why, if you were a super nonce, it would solve everything. Because you're going out with Bibi Netanyahu.
Right.
So if Bibi Netanyahu's boyfriend was a super nonce, maybe he'd lose confidence.
In himself
and the ground invasion. Anyway,
we got mired in Israel-Palestine, as many people have.
As many people have, because they're not willing to call them all N-bombs. Which I think would, if not...
Because the Jews and the Arabs would be like, what?
What? You see, it wouldn't solve it, but it would stop it for maybe half a second when they went, huh? And then they went back to it.
Yeah.
Anyway... let's get to the 1949 Devaluation Crisis. And if that's just whetted your appetite for our eventual History of Israel series, I'll tell you now, that'll be the final series we do before the podcast ends.
Yeah.
In 1949, facing a US recession that cuts the demands for British exports, Attlee and his advisors conclude the pound must be devalued to address trade deficits. Now, this is all quite crunchy, dry stuff.
Opposite from Chancellor Stafford Cripps. It does read as Stafford Crisps.
Crisps.
Yeah. And it's,
But I don't think the British love affair with crisps hasn't started now.
No, that comes in with the meal deal revolution, which is a British...
What? Is that Thatcher's revolution?
No, that's Marks and Spencer's. I believe it's in the 70s.
Meal deals in the 70s. We should place this.
Just as a British invention to be proud of, the refrigerated sandwich in a box is a British invention.
Well, thank God for that.
Yeah, and I think Marks and Spencer's came up with it. When did Marks and Spencer come up with the refrigerated sandwich?
If you told me that was Italian, I would have jumped out this window.
1980. So it's 1980.
It's Thatcher.
Yeah.
Thatcher takes the handbrake off, and some wild cunt thinks, you know what, I'm going to put a sandwich in a fridge.
Well, it's the birth of you don't have time to have lunch. You need to be on the move making money.
Exactly. Because that's when we actually work.
Yeah.
And now, devaluing the pound, as you said, I don't really know what that means, but what they hope to do, because this is a recurrent crisis during the term we're speaking about.
Yeah.
What they're hoping to happen with the devaluing the pound is that it will mean that British exports are cheaper for other countries to buy, which will mean business
more
will go
attractive.
up. Business will go up because more people will buy exports.
Did it?
Probably not.
Yeah.
The pound was devalued by 30.5%.
But does that means that everyone who has savings, you just have that slash?
It fucks you if you're middle class.
The middle classes gets completely cunted.
So, emergency secret meeting of ministers is arranged by Attlee to try and stop any leaks about the devaluation. So Wilson describes how some ministers wore fake moustaches while the Minister for Agriculture, James Scott, wears his farmer's jacket and trousers and a somewhat garish sports shirt.
Yeah.
So are they walking
Why are you
into...
just as a Rastafarian? Like,
but they're always walking the same way.
There's no Jamaicans in London at this point. Why are you...
Attlee's like, here, brother, me no Clement. But they all walked into number 10, don't they? So you know when you have those photos... Like news cameras.
Does it look like the YMCA?
When they're all walking in.
It's the village people.
Leather
Get
jacket.
the village people up.
Cowboy.
This is Attlee's
Indian.
cabinet talking about devaluing the pound.
And the news cameras are like, why is there a red Indian walking into number 10? Why is there?
This is them discussing.
Are they having a building work done at Downing Street? What's going on? I mean, that's crazy. So in 1949, the pound is worth $4.03. And then overnight, it goes to $2.80.
That's crazy.
How much is a dollar worth now?
I think it's $1.30, I reckon.
No, fuck me.
$1.34.
We're in the toilet, aren't we?
Yeah. And we're finding out how this is just getting deeper and deeper into the toilet.
This is the story of Britain's descent into the toilet. So again, this is a kind of, if you're looking for symbols of our decline, a lot of them start in Attlee. Yeah. So on the 25th of June, 1950, the Korean War kicks off. Now, again, this is a huge thing that we will do a series on. And part of the reason we're giving Attlee 2 episodes is because pretty much everything happens in the first 6 years. North Korea invades South Korea, beginning a 3-year war. Yep. The British send troops to this. This is where the
But we're not happy about it.
We're not happy about it.
But there's nothing we can do.
Because we're America's
our carers
bitch.
Pushing us in.
The carer's saying, if you want us to keep feeding you through the tube, you're going to have to go send all your sons to war. Yeah. So this is where the famous thing happens, where there's that mix-up where the Brits are being absolutely mowed down.
Well, this is the
Chinese
difference
forces.
between American and British culture laid bare. Even though we speak the same language, there's a different cultural...
So the Brits are being mown down by the Chinese or the North Koreans, and they're asking for American backup. And they do this by saying, well, we're in a bit of a sticky situation. We're having a bit of a pickle.
British understatement.
And the Americans go, oh, well, everyone likes pickles. Oh, are you having a burger?
Yeah.
Right. And they just don't come, and then the Brits just get annihilated.
Well, it'd be rude to ask again, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, I've already said we're in a pickle.
I can't ask twice. They definitely won't come if I ask again. I don't want to seem needy as men are bleeding out to death. Potted history of the Korean War. Korea had been divided along the 38th parallel after 45. Communist China and the USSR controls the north, the US sort of back to the south. Yeah. Again, Britain disagree with this policy of going into the Far East. Yeah. But it has to back America because that is one of the conditions of all the money that America has given them. So the Attlee government approves troop deployment, defence spending rises again. Yeah. An Yurin Bevan, Pissy Ann, voices concern. Yeah. Let's just call him, can we call him Ann Piss just for the ease of it? In December, Attlee meets with President Truman, again, hoping to influence and moderate US policy. Yeah. But Truman rule out using the atomic bomb in Korea. Yeah. Which is crazy that was even an option.
Just fucking...
But I guess if you're America and you've night Japan, you go,
just switch brilliant. The lights off.
Switch the lights off. They look. Is that the Japanese again?
No, it's Koreans.
Oh right, sorry. Okay, I thought we were told to go to bed.
I thought we already told you to go to bed. No, that was...
stay in there. It's a new kid. All right, fine. So we get to the 1950 general election, and Attlee's first government had, of course, had a lot of success.
Rations are still going on. The economy's still in the toilet.
Life's still pretty bad.
So I think people still want a change.
And Churchill, in opposition, we'll deal with that next episode, but he's obviously mouthing off. Yeah. But interestingly, the Conservatives are supporting the welfare state.
Well, you can't really go back on it because that's universally popular. And it feels like the 50s, 60s, the support that Labour and Conservative have for each other is a lot better.
Well, it's the post-war consensus
There's
period,
a consensus,
yeah,
where it's a lot more polite. Oh, you chose... it's your turn. Well, it's my turn now. Yeah. It's your turn.
Yeah. So the election results 1950. Labour wins a narrow majority of 5 seats. Society is divided, but not hostile. Support for Labour falls in the middle classes because life's been pretty bad.
All their savings been devalued as well.
Savings are gone. I mean, I don't know who has savings really after the war. Yeah. So Labour's second term is increasing now. It's very short, obviously, but they're increasingly defined by managing the decline rather than advancing reform.
This is the problem. This is why Labour doesn't really get back in till Wilson. Is in every other election they don't have anything new to say
because they've done everything.
They've done everything. They did it, and they didn't even just do it in the first term. They did it in the first 2 years of the first term.
Yeah,
it was so short when they did everything, and now if you're having like a radical progressive government, if they do all the stuff, there's not much you can stand on.
Rearmament basically is straining the country and the economy.
Yeah,
and so for example, one of the things that brings down the government is on NHS prescription charges and for dentistry, right, which is crazy thing. Imagine a government being brought down by just the dentists.
But it's like, do you want to pay for the dentist or do you want an atomic bomb?
Yeah.
That's the decision the British people have, really.
And that's why we have such bad teeth. But we have nuclear submarines. Yeah. Literally, that's the fork in the road.
Yeah.
We could look like we're in LA, but we'd have no nuclear deterrent.
Yeah, we'd have no teeth on the international stage, if you will.
We're giving America a gummy blowjob in exchange for nuclear submarines.
Some new teeth.
So, but again, the reason they have to introduce prescription charges is because Korea and the bomb bankrupts us even further.
We blow up the economy with our bomb.
Yeah, exactly. Again,
the atomic bomb is what we do to our economy.
Yeah. And now we turn to Iran again, as we've done many times in the podcast. If you're interested in Iran, we did a 3-part series in the revolution. We dealt with it slightly in the CIA series. Mohammad Mossadegh, an extremist, democratically elected. He nationalises the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, BP, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Again, this triggers another massive oil crisis.
And then in a defensive move,
we invade and we get in the Shah, and the rest is it all goes fine after that. But Britain has cut off oil exports from Iran. And again, like the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company is like all of our oil.
Yeah, that's BP,
that's why
by the way.
The Suez Canal is so important because that's how Britain gets all of its oil to Britain. Just to flag that for now. So Attlee
now this new world where oil's so important, and now the kind of European colonialism doesn't run the Middle East. Yeah. Suddenly, these countries with their nationalist rebellions, they now have a tap where they can turn the West on and off.
Genuinely, they somehow, the kids have got control of the light switch because it's too low down. Yeah. And now they're turning the lights on and off.
They're just turning it off. They're turning the power on.
They're turning our lights. They go into our room.
And in the 70s, they turn our lights off.
Oh, No, they unplugged the house. In the 70s, they unplugged the house.
But what I think's strange about this period is how does Germany, Japan, France, they all have a boom before Britain does, even though we won the war.
Germany wins the peace.
Yeah, I know. So it doesn't quite make sense. I mean, is it because America feel that they can build them up more because they're less concerned about them having a global empire?
Well, yeah, because also Britain.
Do they get a fairer deal from America than we do?
Well, it's also they're starting from absolute zero, whereas Britain.
But that surely is worse.
No, but it means you get modernity. Britain is still an old sclerotic country. Not all of it's been bombed.
I think we've got the oldest housing stock in the world, apparently.
We're bankrupt, and yet we control the entire world. And so we're in this weird position of having no money, and yet, we're the first to industrialise. So
first to deindustrialise.
That's what I mean, is that we're the first. If you're the first through the gate, you're the first out.
As my theory, if you invent something, you eventually become bad at making it. And we basically invented everything. And so we become bad at making everything.
Yeah, because as you said, the Scottish invented the toilet.
Yeah, and it's terrible toilets up there.
They're awful. It's like the opposite of Japan.
Yeah, because they're like toilets from the 1800s. They're still the first toilets.
Because we don't need to improve that. There's a hole in the ground.
We invented trains. And then, still the Japan, same railways.
Japan got sent to bed, slept on it, woke up and went, what if they played music? Oh. And washed your willy.
Yeah. Well, there's a tentacle that fucking washed your...
What if a giant octopus was in there and just started fucking you in the arse? And we went, I think you need to go to bed again, Japan. When are we going to send Japan to sleep again? Because they're making some crazy things. They got cocky with the toilet.
But the post-war British story is also, it comes up with us. We come up with a lot of ideas that we never perfect. Like, someone else does. The fucking, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Like what? Like what are we coming up with?
Well, we came up with I think we invented the radio.
That's not post-war though.
What was it? There was some...
I know what you mean. It's motorbikes.
Motorbikes.
So British motorbikes in the 40s and 50s.
Yes.
Like the Triumph. Yeah. Maybe the Austin.
Yeah.
Like that's what...
We get a head start on a lot of stuff.
That's what Hell's Angels are riding in America, is British bikes.
Yeah.
And then in pretty quickly, by the end of the 50s, Japan have shut out Honda, Kawasaki, you whatever, Yamaha, all those.
TVs.
Pianos, bikes, TVs.
We invented TVs. Well, Scottish did.
Yeah.
All of that sort of
Scottish
stuff.
television is fucking rubbish.
But it feels like the story of you have... Certainly how Andrew Marr pitches it is it's kind of like the eccentric lone British inventor is like a thing. A guy in his shed comes up with something genius and we go, we don't need to change that.
Yeah.
And then Japan and Germany, they develop it.
They finesse it.
Yeah.
And then make
It's
money
the same
out
with
of
all
it.
of our sporting stories.
Yeah.
We came up with it, just don't finesse it.
And so Attlee's government refuses to accept the Iranian nationalisation plans. They debate military intervention, including seizing the Abadan refinery.
And as much as this is bad from us, obviously, looking back on it, especially if you're a lefty, you look back and say this is a sign of... We just want to stop people being able to turn our lights off. And eventually they do.
It's what happens.
You can see why they do it. It's
Yeah.
not pure. It's not just pure evil. It is like...
We had an opportunity here to get the light switch
Yeah.
away from the Iranians and from the Saudis and whoever else. The thing is, when we packed out and left Palestine, we left the light switch there.
Yeah.
And they do come back to bite us.
It really
we
does.
left in a hurry.
Yeah.
We left the lights there.
Yeah.
It just
Wallet,
remains...
keys, phone.
Fuck. Just get out.
Yeah.
The crisis remains unsolved during Attlee's premiership. And so Churchill comes in and hardens it. But in 1951, another election is called because was it 5 they had a majority of? So it's got a tiny majority.
So they did like a Theresa May style snap election to increase the majority and it backfires.
And it backfires.
Yeah.
So we're reaching the end of Attlee. So let's just sum up.
Yeah.
Where we think Attlee stands. That's what we'll be doing with this whole series, is ultimately trying to rank the post-war British Prime Ministers.
Well, I think in the popular imagination, he's probably viewed as Britain's greatest and maybe even least controversial pick for Prime Minister, because the problem is picking anyone on the greatness is a controversial... What did you type in?
Does Attlee have a fat knob? No, he's not Clement Fatley.
Clement Fat Knob.
No, I don't think he did.
Yeah.
I don't think he did. He had the confidence of a man who had a just slightly above average penis.
Yeah. Well,
the opposite of you.
No, it's not the opposite of me. It's exactly what I am.
No, you're slightly below average.
I'm slightly below average, yeah.
Yeah.
For my height. How tall is Clement Attlee?
It's not.
Hold on. We're not going to go back here. I'm just going to find out. How tall is Clement Attlee?
This is this podcast Palestine. Is you talking about your small dick?
Just drop an M-bomb and I'll stop. While you're on his Wikipedia page, just scrolling
He's
down.
5'11". He's 5'11".
We've probably got quite similar sized knobs then.
If you were 5'11", you'd have an absolutely throbbing hog.
Well, really throbbing. I'll be slightly above average.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Clement Attlee.
Yeah, exactly. So Clement Attlee is
But viewed within the context of my 6'2" frame,
Let's
it
get
looks slightly
out.
smaller.
Get out. Forget the crystals. Get out. Let's leave Palestine to sort it out. I can't be arsed. So, and as you say, in the popular imagination, it's basically Churchill's first term and Attlee are like the top 2 British prime ministers ever, basically.
Yes.
That's what they say.
They're the two sides of it, yeah.
And I suppose for the pros...
He's the greatest peacetime prime minister Britain's ever had is the general thing, because even like some of the Victorian
He's also
ones,
definitely the most boring. 100% the most boring.
as an actual person.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even talked about how he was so anti-PR and spin that during the election campaign, someone stops him in the street and goes, "Did you have any comments to make on this election race?" And he goes, "No," and just fucks off. He installed a ticker tape in Downing Street for the county cricket results, and then got annoyed when people started putting actual news through there. He was like, "No, I want to hear how Somerset have got on."
Type in Attlee's poem about himself.
Oh yeah.
This kind of sums up his own view of himself.
So he in the
He writes a little ditty about himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a boring man, but in some ways, when you've lived through Truss and Johnson and Blair, that's how you get stuff done in a way. It's just by being completely like personality-less.
Yeah, I think just this type of leadership it's so far from what we imagine now, because he got so much done.
Yeah,
like, nothing gets done. No changes seem to happen.
No, I mean
having it done in 2 years just seems kind of crazy.
There were few who thought.
Yeah, here we go. We got it here.
This is it.
So this is Clement Attlee wrote this about himself, which is quite funny.
Yeah.
Few thought he was even a starter. There were many who thought themselves smarter. But he ended PM, CH and OM, an Earl and Knight of the Garter.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a prime minister and you're writing self-deprecating limericks, but that's his
It's not so. That's his rap game.
That's a mic drop.
Yeah, that's his mic drop.
Knight and a Garter.
So that's Attlee, who's a strong contender for #1 post-war British Prime Minister. But we will be getting through it.
We'll be doing all of them.
Yeah.
Up to 1979. I mean, the cons. I mean, what? Yeah. So
The cons, to be honest, so even though he had amazing domestic policy, economically was not his strong pursuit. He wasn't even that interested in the economy. So we were quite uncompetitive economically and undynamic, and that's why the French, even the fucking Italians, had economic miracles before us.
Yeah. And
so we made us undynamic.
But he also does set the stage for 30 years of compromises with unions and nationalised companies, and like he starts the consensus.
Because you live in Attlee's Britain till Thatcher, but that's only, how long's that? 30 years.
Yeah.
We're still in Thatcher's Britain.
Yeah.
And that's like 45 years, 50 years.
Pretty much.
So it's like, it does eventually grind to a halt.
Yeah,
all of this
which
stuff.
is what this series is about. You look at what survives: the NHS, which is obviously kind of the like British religion.
Yeah.
The welfare state, national insurance, education.
Yeah.
But this is all stuff that national parks.
National parks. That's a lovely little one.
Oh yeah, the National Trust and all that. Does National Trust start in Attlee time? Yeah, they do, because they seize manor houses. And they seize all these old country homes.
Well, the aristocracy can't afford to keep them up, so they have to.
But so they get seized and gets put into this national trust.
Yeah,
that all starts under Attlee, which again, it's like the idea of a great country that's now almost been gentrified into a tourist attraction for itself.
Yeah,
which is what I think happens with Bond and with the National Trust. And it's like, we can't afford to actually be this country, so let's like make it a museum that we live in. That's kind of what's happening with Attlee.
But that's what Europe is now, to be honest.
Europe's a museum for itself.
Yeah.
Anyway, next episode, it's Churchill's second bite of the cherry. Oh, it's the Mau Mau Rebellion.
It's peacetime Churchill.
It's headhunting scandal, and it's a gay spy ring.
Oh, yeah. This is a gay spy ring.
This is a gay spy ring. Anyway, if you'd like access to that episode now, it's already on our Patreon, along with the first half of this entire series.
Ad-free.
Ad-free. You get a bonus episode every week. Yeah. And you can chat and commune with other similarly downtrodden, Down syndromed people like you. We will, having comprehensively solved the Israel-Gaza issue, we will see you next time for Peacetime Churchill, as this series, this effortless romp through the meadows of prime ministers, continues apace. See you next time.